Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Taking Up Space, a Michelle A. Mayer podcast. Always excited about coming forward. Today is absolutely no different. Today y'all. I want to speak to a couple of things today. I want to speak to women today, y'all. I do. I want to speak to women and the dynamic that between God and women, and how important women are to society. I don't want to make this like a general, women empowerment thing. This is not that, but it is. I want to shed light on the powerful women in your lives. What role do they play? Do you even recognize it? Women recognize it, but they don't speak to it. Most times. There are some women that don't recognize it. But I'm not speaking to those women. I'm speaking to the women that have matured and ascended in their walk throughout life, regardless if they're children. Y'all, there are little children. There are little girls that many of you have given birth to, that have come from you, that came for you for a particular purpose, to enact a particular thing in your life. It will be through the women that the world is purged. I know that rubs people the wrong way, but you must ask yourself why you feel that way. What is it about it that makes you feel so misaligned? The defense of the city comes from the men. The men defend the city. But who is the city? What vessel holds the jewels? What vessel holds the precious attributes of God? It is the women. It is in the feminine. I was thinking about this all this morning, about how we don't notice important things. The precious things of God are hidden right in plain sight. They're hidden in the things that you see all the time. The precious things of God are birthed of itself. What do I mean by that? The precious things of God are birthed of itself. If one is precious, then it births precious things. Feminine. This is a feminine component. I'm going to use scripture. In Isaiah chapter 37, Hezekiah is at a turning point in this particular leg of the journey. The Assyrians have come upon them. They have made it their business to continuously siphon from Israel. It's been going on since Hezekiah's father, King Ahaz. It's just been the Assyrians have found that Israel is broken and they feel as if they are undeserving of God's covering. So one activity of the Assyrians in extorting Israel has turned into a generational cycle. From one activity, one act by a king of the house has turned now into a generational cycle. One act of your life, of people coming upon you and trying to extort you. Friend, God, please show me the way. I don't want to come on here and get all emotional. I want you to understand without having to scream it. There will be people that will come upon you in your life and see the jewels within you. They will look at you from afar. You will not see them. You will not be looking for them, but they will see you and they will watch you throughout your life. And they will sprinkle little things along your path to try to misdirect you, to get you in a place where they feel as if they can capture you, weaken you, so that you bend to them. I'm here to tell you, only if you have jewels, and we all have them, yet all of us don't stand in the truth of them. All of us don't cultivate them to their height. Yet those that do, these people will watch from afar, friend. They will watch just as the Assyrians watched from afar these people and study them. They will study you. And they will look to misdirect you by pattern recognition, studying your walk, learning the things you like, learning your strengths, learning your weaknesses, what worked here, what didn't work there. They'll do all these things without you knowing it. This is what the Assyrians would do until they get you in a place where then they can come forward to you, present themselves, and look to extort you. The Assyrians have come upon Hezekiah's father, King Ahaz, and intimidated him. They always come with shock, a catastrophe. Put your hands up, that type of thing. And because what you have, you know, is so precious, the first thing you want to do is protect it. And you will allow at times things to happen just so that it gives you time to understand what the dynamic is that you're dealing with. You'll decide, okay, I'll lose this battle just so that I could potentially win the war. King Ahaz. The Assyrians come upon King Ahaz and they say, give me this, give me that, or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that. And because King Ahaz knows that he's not in alignment as the leader of these people, he doubts his ability to lead. He doubts his ability to go to war. The Assyrians already know he's going to do this. They studied him from afar. They know it. They know your God more than you. Friend, I'm here to tell you, the Gentile nations know God better than you, friend. Jealousy is a trait that will make you learn your enemy more than you. You'll pay more attention to your enemy than you will your own life. You got people obsessively, compulsively enamored with other people and their stuff, more so than what's going on in their own life by way of jealousy. And King Ahaz says, I don't want no problems with y'all. Okay, I'll give you whatever you want right now. Just leave. Thinking, okay, we'll do this now, and then maybe we can congregate and come up with another plan so that we can maybe approach this differently later. But later never comes. The Assyrians keep them locked into this way. They know what to do to keep them locked into this particular cycle of siphoning and extorting. They keep them in a repetitive cycle of this. So much so that King Ahaz transitions out, King Hezekiah is transitioned in, and the Assyrians come upon him now the same way that they came upon his father. And Hezekiah says, okay, I can't have this. Initially, he bunkers down to it and he says, okay, I might need to do this. Okay. So he bows down to it just like his dad did. But now he starts to see firsthand the nature and the spirit of these people, in which he couldn't have known because he was not king. He couldn't have known the nature of this relationship that his father fostered with these people. But now that his father has transitioned out and he is king, he sees the nature. Friend, if this is not the truth, it doesn't have to be your physical father that you are visited, that you deal with the enemies of. It could be your ancestral line. It could be the line of your house, your spiritual house. The things that these nations, these spirits do to your ancestral house, your spiritual house, that you now are interfacing with, and you're saying, okay, I see now what was going on because of my interaction with this. This is the same thing they've been doing all along to everybody else. All the great ones came through dealing with this. And you will look at it like Hezekiah. Hezekiah is saying, okay, I see now. I tried to work with these people. I tried to create peace. I tried to own a part of the wrong in this, as if I did something to these. I haven't done anything to any of these people. These people just want what I got. They want my kingdom that God has put me in place to represent. They're thieves, pirates, marauders on land. My kingdom. They've come out of the sea to my kingdom and waged war with me in my own kingdom for my stuff. Hezekiah connects the dots. And he goes to the prophet Isaiah. And they commune with God about this. And God does not solve the problem overnight, friend. Friend, the things you deal with these marauders, with these raiders, will not be solved overnight. It will look like in the beginning that they have the upper hand. It will look like the Assyrians would have the upper hand against King Hezekiah in the beginning. But God would need a certain level of activity to build. And then we get here in Scripture, chapter 37. Verse 21. Then Isaiah the son of Amos sent unto Hezekiah, saying, Thus saith the Lord God of Israel, Whereas thou hast prayed to me against Sennacherib, king of Assyria, this is the word which the Lord hath spoken concerning him. He bring out power. Purged power. He brings the vessels that hold the power of the house forward. The virgin daughter of Zion hath despised thee and laughed thee to scorn. The daughter of Jerusalem, Jerusalem, hath shaken her head at thee. Whom hast thou reproached and blasphemed? And against whom hast thou exalted thy voice? and lifted up thine eyes on high, even against the Holy One of Israel. Friend, they came to rob the threshing floor. They would not stop. They came to take all that was holy. And God said, my daughters have despised thee and have laughed thee to scorn. They do not respect you. The creator of you despises you. It does not respect you. The power in which is beholden unto her. Shows no regard for you. She is against you. In a way, God is saying this sentence is my army. I am signifying to you where my power is beyond what men do in the world in defending cities. The house, the essence of the house, not any one person, the entire essence, the family, the unit, the essence of the house is against you. Friend, I'm here to tell you, these people will come upon you and look to steal from you and hold you in a way that you feel as if you are indebted to them. You owe them nothing. Whereas men will bow to them out of fear, you must not. I will not bow to you. I'm so sorry to tell you. I believe every promise God has spoken over my life. I am a daughter of a monumental house, a house like none other. The mighty city of Jerusalem, the mighty God of the Hebraic house. I come forth in the spirit of all of those that have come before me, multiplied. I am never alone. I am greatly protected. I am surrounded by a great cloud of witness. I come to testify to you of these things. And you cannot have my gifts. They are not to be stolen. I am a sovereign individual. I give them freely if I choose. And if I don't, they stay with me. This is what God is conveying in the book of Isaiah. These are the things of the house. These are the crowns in which the daughters of the house wear. We do not lay our crowns down. Ever. Not ever. God leads with this as a first sentence to remind Hezekiah from whence his power comes. The daughters of your house, those remnants of your mother, have laughed at them. It gives him motivation. He feels a new wind of enthusiasm. He knows he can contend. I have support, not just from this and that, but power. the daughter of Zion, hath despised thee and laughed thee to scorn. And the daughter of Jerusalem have shaken her head at thee. And then God goes and he says, who have you blasphemed? Friend, you have gotten completely beside yourself. I've allowed this to go so long that you think I'm not paying attention. Friend, God says, I got my eyes all over this. And not only do I have it, my eyes on it, but my daughters, those silent ones, those ones in the true cut. If you think God has thousands in the cut that haven't bowed or kissed the feet to Baal, imagine what he has regarding his daughters. Whew! How many of his precious daughters does he have? Holding things down. Anchors to the house. Monumental cities. Friend, God, show me the way. She doesn't care if you acknowledge or not. Why? Because she loves you. She loves the house. It's not about one person acknowledging. It's a holistic acknowledgement by she. She can be trusted to not get emotionally enthralled and so fearful that she buckles under the weight of the intimidation. Because she holds the power. She is the source. She is the power source, friend. But you'll never know it because she does not objectify it. She doesn't propagate it. She's real power. She hopes all things. She endures all things. Why? Because she has the bandwidth needed to do so. It's nothing. And for her to despise you, her daughters, and to laugh you to scorn, and to shake her head at you because of your ignorance, your utter ignorance, is horrible for you. It's horrible. Hezekiah would end the Assyrian extortion attempts by standing up and facing these people, by not allowing them to continue the trend that they began with those that have come before him. He said, not on my watch. Friend, there are people in your life that you have, some of you may be privy to, that have stood against those just like this, daughters, that said, you cannot come and take my father's stuff. Not on my watch. Oh, I know you think that I'm easy. You've been watching from a distance and you thought I was weak because I have a vagina. Yeah, that's what it is. I'm a woman. And you're so cowardly, you thought you could come upon me and overtake me and make me give you my father's stuff. You don't understand. you cannot ever have it. And there are those that have come before you that have wrestled with them. And they are angry. Why? Because they couldn't wrestle it out of their hands. And they left empty. Because of daughters. Holding it down, friend. Daughters. They left empty. They came amongst daughters and left empty, whereas they came amongst men in the past and left full. The daughters. They'll create all kind of lies on them, vicious rumors, and anyone ignorant enough to believe it, so what? Because isn't that what people do when they can't overcome you? When they can't invoke their wicked schemes upon you, the innocent? People will come upon you premeditatively and create a set of circumstances in your life and then blame you for them. Not the daughters. You don't see that with the daughters. Where do we see that with the daughters? Anywhere in the Bible. I need somebody to show me. Whether from Rahab, Jezebel had more heart than a whole lot of folk, friend. I'm just keeping it a buck. Whether Mary, Jael, Deborah, where? The daughters of Zion. This is a word for all of you women. It is your job to play your position. When the Assyrians and the Midianites and the Moabites and the children of the east and all of them come to take, and the Amalekites come to siphon off all of your father's stuff, it is your job to take up space and say no. And mean it. You don't get to come and take from my house. You don't get to come and take my father's stuff. There must be a remnant left within the house to be able to keep the integrity intact. Not to say that the men are not, but the women. The daughters of Zion are a personification of the holy city. The Bible is speaking to the daughters of Zion and the daughters of Jerusalem, the totality of the kingdom. This is synonymous with the holiest of holies, the purest nature of the kingdom. It is the daughters. This is why they must be protected. But if they are ever exposed, if the enemy can break down those that were put in place to protect them, and if the enemy ever comes upon them, friend, you don't want to see it. Powerful women, mothers. And this is what God is speaking to. The raw, authentic nature of the purest aspect of this house is within the women. And when they say no, it is no. You daughters of Zion out there, God's treasures, God's beloved, remind yourselves of your role. If you are ever come upon because those of your house have left you exposed, you must know that you are God's beloved And that it is in this aspect, in this space, that God's covering is most substantial. God will make up the difference in what men were unable to do, and will bunker you down with levels of protection and power and strength to be able to wield your weaponry in ways that are effective, because God knows the level of accountability in which you possess. God respects the level of accountability you possess. How do I know it? Because in him speaking to King Hezekiah, he's speaking to a king of a powerful nation of people. And he's saying, as proof to the support and the power behind his words, the virgin daughter of Zion have despised thee. He speaks to power. If the virgin daughter of Zion was not powerful, he couldn't have justified bringing her up. He speaks to the power behind the power. The virgin daughter of Zion have despised thee and have laughed thee to scorn. The daughter of Jerusalem have shaken her head at thee. These things, y'all. We see these daughters first in Genesis and all throughout the Bible, sprinkled, and then in Revelation. It begins and ends with her. I'm telling you. And she's been holding it down, holding it up. She's held this house up consistently throughout all that we have gone through. She has been the single constant spiritual power behind the throne. Consistently. And she's only brought up at key times. Her name is not spoken randomly. You never hear daughter of Zion, daughter of Jerusalem, unless it's at a key point where God needs to show severity in his communications. She is God's secret weapon. That's not so secret, but goes unnoticed because she does not need to come forth unless there is severity at hand. This is my word for you today. It is the daughters of this house that hold this house up. And where many of the men have buckled, she will not. Because it is her lineage. It is through her that this is birthed. All of the majesty and the majestic nature of this house all comes through her. It is of her. How could she? What woman turned her back on her children? What woman protects her children with everything she's got? This is the word for you today. Daughter of Zion. They come to rob the threshing floor. They're mad because they couldn't rob the threshing floor. They're mad. Beginning and ending. That's all there is to it. Because they couldn't rob the threshing floor of their own house. And the daughter of Zion despised thee and has laughed them to scorn. A lot of times she had more courage than all of them. Got more of what it takes to get it done than all of them. Yet they do like they did the ones that have come before her. They look to siphon her power. Entrap her in a space and make it look like good intentions. Oh, I can't help you. Yet they position themselves in ways to pimp her power. And she tests it and says, let's see if I just begin to do something different than this. What will come of this? If I just begin to do something different, move in a different direction, then this, what will come of this? And when she does, instead of them being supportive and saying, look at her, she's walking again, she's healing, she's moving, and she's healing again, they become embittered, fearful, agitated, offended. Why? Why would they be so offended? Healing. Because it was never about her healing. It was about her allowing them to siphon, for them to capitalize on inadvertently. And they're offended. This is my conversation for you today. These are real things. Is she offended? Does anybody care if she's offended? Do you care if she's offended? Does she matter? Oh, she's just here to serve you. No, that's not her creation. That is not. Her creation is to stand in the alignment of God and to be used as a vessel. By way of her alignment to God, to assist God's children, all of her mother's children. And there are many monumental daughters, powerful mothers of this house. There is not just one, there's many. And God has his attention on them. Very much so. Peace and love.